Hello, everybody. This is Catholic Dad, episode number 319. Ignore the world. Why am I saying this? I got a video from my wife the other day. It was this beautiful little video of my wife sitting there and filming two of my smaller children, just talking to one another. It was a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old. And in the background, you could hear the 10-year-old practicing piano, and you could hear the 8-year-old kind of doing silly talk with the 9-month-old. And it was my 5 smallest children out of 9. And it was this beautiful little piano piece. It almost seemed like it was planned, just to reflect upon life and think about how good you have it. Anyway, I was looking at the kids, and I was thinking the number of times in my life I got advice from people to stop having children. The number of times I got in my life, everybody said, "What are you trying to do? Kill your wife?" The number of times in my life, and you name it, that people, when they see you having lots of kids and they see you having a big family, I have 9 kids, they sometimes don't give you the best advice. And granted, I would like to say that throughout my life, I've also had a lot of people tell me that my family's beautiful and they're wonderful and they're glad I have them. But I can tell you the number of people that were somewhat influential in my life that told me to stop having children. Well, that video was really interesting because there's this beautiful little serene household with these little kids that were playing the piano, a background piece for this setting, and you hear these kids playing in the background. And I came to the realization, it was like one of these life things to me, that if I took somebody's advice about that, that I should have stopped having kids, let's say after 4 kids, that video could not have existed because the 5 children in it, these beautiful little children, would not have existed if I took their advice. The other thing is this, the vocation of motherhood, which I think is really important. My wife, she has this giant brain, and she has this capacity for much intelligence and doing great things. And she chose motherhood, which that's a great thing. But the secular world, the hedonistic world, doesn't always view it as such. And so I guess I want to thank my wife too, because she had this capacity to go do great things and get her PhD or MD or whatever it is, go out and forge a future in the world for herself, like the world tells everybody to do. But instead she didn't, and she kind of relied upon me to go kill the carcasses, bring home the food and the bacon, so she could form a household. And I think it would be almost impossible to form the family that we've formed if she pursued a career. I think that would be impossible. So really, you got to ignore the world. You got to do what you think's right. You got to direct yourselves towards God. And if you do such things and you direct yourselves towards God, the product of which is probably good. And I think that's, I'm thankful for that video my wife sent me. It's cute. It's wonderful. And the realization of this is, if you listen to the world, at least 5 immortal souls would not have been brought into this world if I took the advice of other people, and many of which were very near and dear to me. So, well, anyway, this is Catholic Dad making you think about it. Please like or subscribe, get the Mass, and pray the Daily Rosary. And in summary, ignore the world, direct yourselves towards your spouse. Your marriage is an armor against the evils and ills of the world. Make it such, and then that should fortify yourselves against the evils of the world. And one day you're gonna wake up and be happy with the product. And I guess that's how you get meaning and fulfillment in your life. God bless you all. Ignore the world and do live a sacramental life.